guys, time here we're back with the fifth chapter of Expect the Unexpected. Cause why not? Uh, Last time we left off, we were just doing the conclusion, like the reaction aftermath of night 2. I've kind of forgotten what happened. I know Ruby didn't show up. I think she might have been at home. We got introduced to her brother, whose name I've already forgotten, but we'll probably see him. What am I talking about? I've read this already. We're definitely going to see him. But, like, little hint. Probably not in this chapter. Because this chapter is night 3. And I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep my mouth shut, not spoil anything. And there will be a link to the chapter in the description below so you can follow along. Also, again, the reason why I'm not on, like, Roblox Five Nights at Freddy is because it messes with my laptop. The game is apparently not good, so we're on this game, which is, what was it called? The high school game, Pop the High School. But yeah, just enjoy that, I guess. So, but anyway, let's continue with the story. We're on chapter 5, and it is night 3. So, and let me just say, we got more stuff for Ruby to do. Ruby settled down in her chair to wait for the phone call after she had adequately prepared her surprises. She grinned. Tonight was going to be fun. As the clock hit 12, the phone rang. "What have you got for me tonight, Steve?" she asked as she sat up a little straighter. "Hello, hello," the voice filled the room. "Steve!" Ruby cried out happily. "Hey, you're doing great," Steve congratulated. "Oh, you flatter me." Ruby batted her eyelashes at the phone. "Most people don't last this long." Ruby raised an amused eyebrow. "I mean, you know, they usually move on to other things by now. I'm not implying that they died. That's not what I meant," he stuttered. "Of course not, Stevie." Ruby rolled her eyes. "In a building full of killer robots. Why would that ever happen?" Anyway, I better not take up too much of your time. Things start getting real tonight." He sounded nervous. "Ooh, they're upping the difficulty? Are they?" she asked as she flipped through the cameras. I don't know what that was. Oh well. Once she reached the camera showing the closet, which still didn't make much sense, her face broke out into a huge grin. All the camera showed was a cloud of sparkly somethings. Honey, did you set off my glitter mine already? Oh, you're literally too easy to predict. The glitter must fill the closet very nicely. This time she was sure she heard a girl's giggle echo through the room. Before she could check, Steve continued. Hey, listen, I had an idea. If you happen to get caught and want to avoid getting stuffed into a Freddy suit, try playing dead. You know, go limp." "Say what?" she asked, incredulously, effectively distracted. "Possum? Are you insane?" "Then there's a chance that, maybe they'll think you're an empty costume instead," Steve continued. Ruby still stared at the phone in disbelief. "Then again, if they think you're an empty costume, they might try to stuff a metal skeleton into you. I wonder how that would work." "Yeah, never mind. Scratch it out. It's best not to get caught." "Well, Stevie, I'm starting to get worried about your sanity." Ruby shook her head in despair. Okay, I'll leave you to it. See you on the flip side." Phone went dead. Ruby stared sadly at the device. Steve, she sighed. "How did you survive this long?" She picked up her bag and threw another despairing look at the phone. Okay, Bonnie was furious now. Whatever the heck that thing was, it had covered him with glitter more effectively than toddlers on a sugar high. Where did the night guard even come up with these things? He was searching high and low for her at the moment and had yet to come across the annoying teen. As he passed the kitchen, he heard the disturbingly, I got this word, disturbingly familiar bang. Already knowing what had happened, still too curious as the results, he went inside. Bonnie blinked, and then blinks again. He blinked a third time, and then rubbed his eyes as if that would help. He was expecting the glitter. He really was. He wasn't expecting the icing, or the cake bits, or those silly little plastic figures they put on cakes, sometimes to also be on the arranged chicken. She messed with my chicken again, the chicken wailed. Wait, what? She messed with my kitchen again. The chicken wailed. I thought I said chicken, not kitchen. Bonnie was still staring. The glitter cake bomb? He whispered, slightly awed at the creativity, and glad that it hadn't been him that tripped it. Remember, you're not some liar or pranking genius. He found himself thinking in a desperate attempt to stop any positive feelings towards Night Guard. She was the reason he was covered in glitter again, after all. A flash of light followed by laughter from the door caught their attention. I didn't think you would set off two of my traps so early. Ruby managed to giggle out as she loaded the camera in her hands. Camera? Bonnie growled. She was documenting their misery. This is one for the scrapbook, I think. She smirked, leaning against the doorway. Or the internet. Whichever. Bonnie lunged at her. He was not about to have his reputation ruined because of some glitter. She cackled happily as she could pounce at the same time, ending up with the two of them stuck in the doorway. Nuh-uh. Ruby wagged her finger in their faces, from a safe distance away, of course. She's not suicidal. After all, she's just crazy. That part's not in this thing. That's just me adding commentary. Can't have the game ending that early. As Bonnie managed to shove Chica aside, Ruby pulled out something. The unknown device gave them a moment's pause. What is that? The greatest thing in this fanfic, probably. She brightened up as he spoke. I thought you never asked, Buddy Boy. This, she gestured at the device, is a bedazzler. He eyed the device as Chica climbed to her feet. You'd seen kids bring bedazzler to pizzeria before, and that did not look like a normal one. This one, however, is special. I made a few modifications to it. Ruby continued, always keeping one eye on the animatronics. Modifications? Chica asked. Her voice held the same dread that Bonnie was feeling in his stomach. Yep, she nodded, happily. I'll show you. The next few seconds were filled with yelps and cries, before suddenly the robots were running away from the Night Guard. That is not a bedazzler, Bonnie yelled as he started picking the little gemstones out of his suit. They hit with a punch of a nail gun. Chica nodded beside him as she did the same. They didn't cause a lot of pain, but they stung where they stuck, and they hit with force, enough to knock the breath out of the animatronics. Figuratively speaking. Bonnie groaned. Now he was extra sparkly. You mean extra fabulous? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay. How does she make these things? He wondered softly to himself. Aw, come on, Cottontail, Chickadee. They spelled Cottontail wrong, but okay. I'm supposed to be running from you, Ruby called from a safe distance. For them. She had a lot of ammo after all. You got the game backwards. Bonnie growled again. Now they couldn't get close to her without a barrage what felt like bee stings hitting the speed of a bullet. Besides that, she really should be as accurate with that thing as she was. She giggled at the look on his face, and then very I got this word, nonchalantly. You know what I mean. Started checking the cameras. Right in front of them. Chica ground next to him in annoyance as her throat whitened. Ooh, Freddy's actually off stage. She looked at them happily. Guess someone's joining the party. She continued to check cameras, leaning against the wall and humming to herself as she swung the pedal gently with the hand supporting the tablet. The animatronic struggled to come up with an idea when suddenly they got unexpected backup. Hey, that poster's new, she muttered to herself as a giggle filled the air. A golden Freddy? That was as far as she got before Goldie materialized in front of her and let out her signature jump scare scream. Now at this point, Goldie would normally grab the night guard and the suit stuffing would commence after she teleported them to the parts in the service room. Normally. There was nothing normal about Ruby. Goldie's scream was actually drowned out as Ruby let out an ear-splitting, brain-clawing shriek of her own. Her adrenaline kicked in and her fish foot lashed out, nailing the floating suit in the stomach before she brought the magically conjured, it seemed, back down on her head. Once the suit was dazed, the dazzle came up and Goldie got nailed between the eyes at close range. This is why you don't surprise Ruby. Make sure you always let Ruby know you're coming. Otherwise, you get that. When they blinked again, Ruby had scurried further down the corridor and was now staring at her, silent, in shock. Her breath came quickly as she gazed at the obviously empty suit with wide eyes. Floating. Empty. Her throat tore as fragment as her speech. A lot more focused now on her survival with her shot of adrenaline. Her eyes flickered over to the other two electronics who were bent over clutching their ringing heads. Ow! Bonnie crawled out on her own. Ruby's scream easily beat any of theirs. Then her temper caught up with her. What the hell, you bloody-shooting poltergeist? Her angry scream did not help their heads in any way. Goldie was just starting to sit up from where she had fallen on the floor. Are you trying to give me a heart attack? Who the hell are you anyway? You just popped out of nowhere like a ghost or something. Suddenly, her eyes narrowed dangerously on the suit. That giggle I heard before you appeared. I've heard that before. Usually when I feel like I'm being watched. The abrupt jump dropped into a normal volume again somehow scared them more than anything they had heard before. I don't like being spied on. Ruby hissed at Goldie. Dazzler forgot and hand clenching the bat. And I swear, you try that popping out of nowhere thing on me again, and I will break this bat over your head and then stuff you into a salt-lined box that I will proceed to toss into the deepest depths of the ocean. You hear me, you creepy stuff of ghost bear? Sorry, I'm not that loud. I can't really get loud much. This is probably the highest I can go with that. I could probably go higher, but I don't really want to. Anyway, Goldie eat before disappearing to hide until the infuriating night guard calmed down. Bonnie had the feeling that they weren't going to see her until tomorrow at the earliest. And she probably wasn't going to go near the guard again after that. Ruby's reaction had shocked them, actually. Not only had they discovered that she was terrifying when she was angry, she also remained logical and active even when afraid or startled. She didn't freeze. Something that most all employees of Freddy lacked completely. Her quick and appropriate response to Goldie's sudden attack showed a definite ability to defend herself. And that scream! Bonnie could already feel a headache coming on. Ruby glared at the spot where Goldie had been, still breathing hard. The rabbit animatronic was actually sure he could hear her heart pounding from where he stood. Well, at least she had normal instinctive reactions. They were starting to think that hers were broken. I'll probably feel bad about that later, Ruby muttered to herself, breaking into Bonnie's string of thought. Oh yeah, he was also supposed to be attacking her. Her eyes flickered over the floor. Possibly, a smirk came over her face. What? I don't like surprises. You should have seen what I did at that surprise party they tried to throw Friday 13th. Everyone has to go to therapy, and I still can't go near pianos. With that, she waved the Dazzler, her cheeky grin returning. See ya. Tell the Golden Bear sorry for adding her to my People I've traumatized with. Really, the sparkles look good on you, bunny boy. You too, Featherhead. And she was gone through them, leaving two very confused animatronics. Ow! She kicked mud from beside him. Yeah, he agreed. Ow! I don't feel like chasing her anymore. His ears drooped as he said it. For some reason, hearing that high-pitched, terrified scream that was so different from a grown adult's made him feel like even more of a monster than usual. Ruby sagged against the wall when she had exited the vent system, her heart still beating rapidly. What was that? She wondered to herself, rubbing a hand over her face. She really did feel bad now for physically attacking the metro suit, for attacking the suit to that degree. Her instinctual reactions always leaned more towards fight than flight, meaning flight didn't exist to her at all. Whenever she was startled, she always lashed out rather violently. I just traumatized some kind of ghost bear who probably killed people way older than me. She mused to herself. You did what now? A surprised voice asked. Ruby blinked in surprise before realizing that in her slightly panicked state she had gone to the area she had always felt safest in. Pirate's Cove. Foxy was staring at her through pushed aside curtain. He wasn't pouncing at her though, so she shrugged and answered him. A golden suit thing. Jumped me while I was bothering the rabbit and chicken with my dazzler. She pressed away from the wall, the adrenaline in her system making it so that she was unable to stay still for long. She started pacing the length of the entrance to the cove, always staying close enough to the vent to make a break for it and keeping an eye on the fox in her time. Ah, Goldie, Fox nodded. You summoned her? Ruby stopped and looked at him quizzically. Summoned? The poster. Foxy leaned on his shoulder. The curtain between the metal and the wall. Small chance of summoning her from there if you look in the cameras. Oh, makes sense, I guess. One more camera to avoid. She resumed her pasting. So, that was your screaming at us? He asked curiously. Of course the animatronics had heard it. It was hard to miss. Yeah, she just popped out of nowhere. And I don't handle surprises well. So bad for whacking her in the head, though. And kicking her in the stomach. And nailing her between the eyes with the dazzler. And yelling at her. Foxy stared at her in surprise. Dangerous, aren't you, lass? She shrugged. I know self-defense. Why aren't you chasing me? You know, the whole suit thing. She thought she saw him wince out of the corner of her eyes. I'm on strike, he mumbled. She looked up on surprise before grinning. They were going to be mad at you for leaving them to deal with the infuriating night guard alone. He snorted. I never liked being told what to do, so I'm putting my foot down. This time, they can deal with you themselves. Hey, Foxy? His ears swiveled towards her at her softened tone. You had a more piratey voice, last I remember. He couldn't help it. He burst out laughing. It's more of an act for the kids. It's a pain to keep up for too long. He chuckled. She giggled. Yeah, I guess. I managed to keep one going for a full week. When I was 8. Couldn't manage any longer. But I drove my teachers insane, so it was worth it. His eyes sparkled with amusement at the thought. He could see this girl doing just that. Maybe I should try it with the stuff here. She looked thoughtful, pausing or pacing again. So, sentiment, robots, and ghosts? She shook her head, smiling slightly. Wow, my job's just got a lot more hectic. Before he could reply, they both heard something and turned to look. Freddy was glaring at the fox from down the hall. Foxy, he growled. Foxy's ears went black. I'm on strike. I'm done with this. Freddy! You finally decided to join us. I think I broke your golden look-alike. Made a mess in the kitchen, too. And the closet. See you, Foxy. Talk soon. And with that, she bolted down the hall. Or either of them blinked. Broke my look-alike? Freddy looked mystified. She had a run-in with Goldie. Have fun. Foxy grumbled before turning around. You know what will happen if we don't catch or get rid of her? Freddy snapped at his back. Yeah, and I don't care because anyone says that she doesn't deserve getting killed because they can't get over the past. Who are they? I know, but you don't. And I'm not gonna say, because spoilers. Foxy snapped back before disappearing into the cove, fully aware but uncaring of the consequences of his decision. The moment he had seen the oh god, I can't say the word, vestiges of fright on her young face when she exited that vent, he knew he wouldn't be able to do what they wanted. 6 a.m. left the bots of varying emotional states. Freddie was frustrated by the girl's elusiveness, taunts, and traps hidden apparently everywhere. Chica had made a half-hearted attempt to help him out, but was hindered by her massive headache. Goldie was still in hiding, unlikely to come out anytime soon. Bonnie had disappeared off to mope, and yet somehow still set off another one of her traps. Luckily exploding cookies, not cupcakes. Cookies that showered him with streamers. Foxy had stayed in his cove listening to the explosions and bangs in amusement. After they cleaned up from the night's events, they settled down to one before the day started. Rui hadn't stuck around this time, instead leaving a note on the door which the cleaners read out loud when they showed up. Sorry about the mess. Yeah, that sounded sincere. The note proceeded to point out where the biggest messes probably were. Sincerely, me. P.S. Watch out for the booby traps. Don't think the bots set them all off. Booby traps? One of the cleaners asked wide-eyed. This was going to be an interesting cleanup. Whew! And that is that. Yay! Okay, so I'm going to leave this here. This is the end of the chapter, and I hope you enjoyed it. Again, link to the chapter in the description below. You can continue reading it if you want. But, yeah. Yeah. Also, like this video if you enjoyed. Be sure to subscribe. Comment down below if you enjoyed this chapter. And what was your favorite prank? What did you like the most? Did you like the clear mine for Bonnie? Did you like the exploding cupcake? No, not exploding, the cake. The exploding glitter cake thing that got Chica? Did you like the bedazzler that got Chica, Bonnie, and Goldie? Did you like the Ruby's reaction to what she did to Goldie? Let me know in the comments. I would be interested. Did you like the cookie streamers? Yeah. Anyway. So, yeah. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter. Link to that in the description below. Yeah. I will see you guys next Friday with a new video. So, but yeah, bye!